So I wasn't planning on making a video today about this, but after the news broke and after what happened to the market, I had to make the video on it. Snapchat just crashed the whole stock market. Snapchat is down 41% today, and that also led to the whole stock market being down because of Snapchat. I cannot believe I'm saying that. Snapchat, the social media, the company that is only valued at 21 billion, well, 21 billion after the massive downfall, that's valued at 21 billion, has caused the whole stock market to have a massive dip at the moment. And when you look at the indexes, the S&P is down today, the Nasdaq's down 2% today, and it all came off this news of an SEC filing from Snapchat. And basically they came out with a profit warning, and it said, since we issued guidance on the 21st of April, which is only 1 month ago, the macroeconomic environment has deteriorated further and faster than anticipated, the company said in an SEC filing. And it also said that the company is going to, in the next quarter, be below the low end of their guidance. So obviously, Snapchat from 1 month ago have completely missed their numbers. And for some reason, that has led the whole stock market to go down. People have looked at Snapchat and gone, oh, if Snapchat is having this much pain, that means that every single company on the stock market is going to have a horrible Q2 because of this. And it was a bit of a headache moment. It was a headache moment of this is how bad things are getting now, that people are looking at Snapchat and going, okay, Snapchat are going to have a bad Q2, so everything deserves to go down. You know, let's not forget about Celsius. Celsius just reported their earnings 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, they came out and said that they are doing very well. The EPS was a massive beat. The revenue was a 20 million beat on 133 million, which is unbelievable. You know, a lot of companies that are getting affected by, you know, margins, a lot of issues with shipping. This is a prime example of a company that is showing no issues at all and is performing absolutely amazing. Callaway Golf. You know, Callaway Golf is probably one of the companies that would be most affected by a downturn in the economy. If there's a downturn in the economy, who's going to go out and buy golfing apparel, golfing equipment? Who's going to spend that money at top golf locations? What did Callaway come out with? Callaway Golf came out with earnings, same again, 2 weeks ago, that hiked up the guidance, and all parts of the business growing absolutely phenomenal. And this is a company that would probably be more affected to a downturn in the economy. A Gang, for example, or DraftKings I could have used in a very same again. These guys came out, what did they do? They beat by 3 million, 40% nearly growth year over year. And same again, what's the share price reward with 52 we closed? I could have even added Hims into this list. Hims was another company that performed absolutely amazing. And there's all these companies at the moment that are coming out with positive news that is absolutely amazing and positive. And what's that being rewarded with on the share price, or is that having an effect in the stock market? No, not any effect on the stock market. You know, I've just named 4 companies in there that have come out with unbelievably good news. S4 Capital, they said they are beating expectations right now, and that's very similar kind of play to a Snapchat that's in this kind of marketing space. Obviously Snapchat is struggling. S4 Capital came out and we're ahead of expectations. Very similar companies in the same sort of space, but for some reason Snapchat is taking the whole market down, and there's 5 companies on there that are very different sectors and all coming out with very positive news. So why is it that Snapchat, this 21 billion market cap company, everyone's suddenly absolutely lost their marbles and the whole market's gone down? Well, this is it. Fear and greed. What is the market rife with at the moment? There's so much fear out there. Any little bit of negativity that is out there in the stock market just gets jumped on and put out there massively, and just adds on to that fear. You know, there's all this positive news, and what does that have in the share price? The reaction in the share price, 6% down. Callaway Golf, it was on the earnings call. If you listen to the earnings call, there's one analyst going, how is your company fundamentally performing so well, and yet the share price is like getting no respect at all? And management were like, we don't know, that's just the stock market we're in. Like, we're fundamentally in the best place we've ever been at, and what reward has that had for the share price in the last year? Well, you have a 50% dip on the share price. It's just bonkers. You know, there's plenty of stocks that we can use out there, but because we're in this negative market, unfortunately, this is why people don't make money, because they make stupid decisions. They follow the feeling of the market. It's the same when the stock market goes up. If there's a little bit of positive news, oh, that's absolutely amazing. The stock market keeps going up, goes up 10%, 20%, 30%. It just keeps following that trend. And people buy on that uptrend, and then eventually when it reverses, they falls off a cliff. They're the first ones to get burnt, huge amounts, because they were buying in the FOMO. It's same with the fear. People start reacting off of fear, like this Snapchat news starts taking stocks down even lower. People are panicking, selling stocks. And why they're doing that? Well, because the fear's taken over. And this is what happens at the moment. There's so many emotional people, and the emotion at the moment is fear and negativity. That's what's being priced in. So when there's anything negative that's out there that supports the market to go down, it happens. And it's so stupid to see today something like this, something like a Snapchat that, even to be fair, on the Snapchat's point of view, I've got to say, I do feel Snapchat was slightly overvalued in my opinion. Even just over a month ago, we were talking about a company at 10 times sales, which is pretty expensive. Now it's down at a 4, which is slightly better, but I've got to say, you look at Snapchat, and Snapchat, it says, 1 quarter is going to be a little bit below guidance, and then it's been hit with a 41% dive that is a stock that's already down, 84% at the moment. And I'm not Snapchat's biggest fan. I think it's probably, for me, one of the worst social media plays out there. I don't think it has much of a moat. I don't really like the target audience that it goes for compared to like a Meta or a Pinterest. I think it's very hard to monetize that sort of space, and I don't think the app has much moat. So I prefer them one over Snapchat. But I even think Snapchat at the moment it was pretty highly valued, but now does it justify a 41% dip? And then that also translates to the stock market, where you're looking at companies going, sure, Snapchat might have issued some weak guidance here for the next quarter, but just because one company that has now announced a period of weak earnings coming up, that says more about Snapchat. That says more about Snapchat that only 1 month ago they could not issue good enough guidance range that would cover them. And they should have predicted something like that. And that says more about the management of Snapchat. But for some reason, the negativity has been taken on, and that's affected the whole stock market. And like I said, we've got companies like Celsius that's been hit down, 6% down today. And only 2 weeks ago, they were reporting record amounts of revenue, record amounts of profit out here at the moment. And yeah, it's just absolutely unbelievable to see. I had to make a video about it saying, look, this is the state of play at the moment. This is how much negativity is priced in, and it is frustrating. It is frustrating that if you are a shareholder in Celsius and you're seeing your stock go down 6% today because Snapchat came out and said, oh yeah, we're going to miss Q2 slightly, and Celsius gets punished for it, and there's no reward that only 2 weeks ago that there was fantastic earnings, and yet we are not really progressing anywhere. And there's plenty of companies that we can use on this list, and at the moment it's frustrating as a long-term investor, as an investor in companies that fundamentally are going so well, and seeing that share price go down because of the negativity at the moment. And all this kind of really leads to is that if you are a long-term investor and you are looking at some companies that are doing the really good fundamentals, and you're seeing the fundamentals keep improving quarter after quarter, moving in the right direction, well then in the longer term, what that will mean is eventually these companies, when the negativity goes, these companies will be set for a very good bounce. A lot of these stocks are being held back for so long. Something like a Celsius has been held back for nearly a year now. Something like a Callaway has downtrended for a year now. A lot of these companies have been held back, and the fundamentals of these companies, the financials are only getting better and better. Some of these stocks are ready for a massive slingshot up, and it's just the market that we're in. Anything at all is taking negativity at the moment, and when this rotates, it's going to rotate very well for a lot of these companies that have been doing very good financials. It's very much like if say like a housing market. Anything that comes out of the housing market now is viewed as negativity. If house sales drop, everyone goes, oh, this is it, this is the start of a recession, this is the start of a housing crash. If stocks house prices to carry on going up, everyone goes, oh, they're going to have an even bigger snapback now. Look at that. It's only going to be a amount of time before they pull back. Or they'll be like, oh, the housing market always crashes after the stock market, so it's going to happen sometime soon. That's what we're in. Everyone's viewing everything negatively, even though when there's companies that fundamentally are performing so well. And like I said, at the moment, as a long-term investor, you know what? As long as the negativity sticks around here, all it's doing is creating even better buying opportunities in fantastic companies that are fundamentally doing very well. And like I said, a lot of stocks at the moment you know, all we're hearing about, the ones that are being shouted out the loudest, are the ones that are performing badly. You know, you look at the companies that are performing fundamentally unbelievably well, and their share price is getting sunk as well. They're very good buying opportunities right now. So I had to just make a video on this talking about Snapchat, because I have never seen a 21 billion market cap company like this go on to lead the whole market to go down and have such a say in the market, and just adds to a bit of the pain that's been going on. So yeah, and a bit of a talk and a motivation video of you know, there's a lot of good companies out there on dips at the moment to be buying. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video anyway. I had to talk about that one. And hit the like button, and I'll catch you in a bit.